Happy Halloween, video 2. My name's Alicia and I'm a sous chef with a sweet tooth. Thanks for joining me here. We're going to be making some keto candy so I can enjoy Halloween too. Let's get started. And on to some keto candy. To start off my candy, I did a little bit of prep ahead of time. I used my shortbread cookie recipe, which I'll link that above there. I used it for my tagalong cookies, my peanut butter patties, Girl Scout knockoff. I thought they'd be the perfect cookie for a Twix bar. So I am using this mold. So I made sure that my cookie was the size of the opening there. And I'm going to make a makeshift caramel. I looked up some recipes online, mainly Pinterest, and a lot of people said cashew butter, it tastes like caramel. Well, I have no cashew butter, but I found this one recipe that was any nut butter and then a sticky sweetener. And I'm like, what can I use? Well, I got this in a keto crate. It is a salted caramel flavored syrup. So I'm like, that should work, I would think. And I got a bunch of perfect keto nut butters, and I'm not a super big fan of this. It's just macadamia nut with vanilla. So I thought using this with the caramel syrup, and then it says coconut oil. So I'm gonna mix all these together in equal parts. The recipe was a cup of everything, but I'm not doing that much. So half cup, and then a half cup of my coconut oil. We're gonna get in a bowl and microwave it all up and fill up our molds. Some of these nut butters have sweetener in them. This one does not, so I'm gonna use the full amount of sweetener. But I'd recommend if any of your butters you're using have like erythritol or stevia, don't use a whole equal part of sweetener in there. Almost exactly half a cup there. I do have another one, but I'm not gonna bust it open for this. Half cup of this sweetener. I also have Chalk Zero caramel syrup, so I'm guessing that would work too. Okay, half cup of that. Whoop, wrong lid. And then a half cup of coconut oil, which mine is solid right now because it is not warm out anymore. So I'm just gonna try to, what's it called, when displace the liquid to try and figure out a half cup. Coconut oil is messy when it's not warm out. Just a tiny bit more, and I'm gonna pop it in the microwave. I'm gonna do 50% power like always, 30-second intervals. Okay, it doesn't look very caramely colored, but it smells very caramely. So we're gonna put this into each one of our molds and then top them with one of these little cookies, and then they have to freeze solid so that we can dunk them in chocolate. Top with these cookies. This is my shortbread recipe. It is down below, but I actually, instead of the stevia that I put in the original recipe, I put caramel flavored stevia in the cookie to make it a little bit more caramel forward. Hopefully that'll work. And if you don't have these molds, I would suggest just doing a layer of caramel in a pan that's layered with parchment paper, and then making a cookie that is that size that can just go right on top of it. And then once it's frozen, you can cut it into bars and you can get little Twix bars. I just wanted mine bite-sized. So popping these in the freezer until they're nice and solid. While those are freezing, I'm gonna get everything ready to make some keto peanut butter cups because they are by far my favorite Halloween candy. So I'm just gonna get some semi-sweet Lily's chocolate chips into a microwave safe measuring cup. Gonna be making quite a few, so I'm gonna add a couple teaspoons of coconut oil to my chocolate. That just always makes the chocolate melt better and become a little bit smoother. Then as we melt that, I'm gonna get my peanut butter filling done. 50% power, 30-second intervals. Keep stirring, don't let it get too hot. So I'm gonna just I'm not gonna measure anything, really. I'm just gonna put some peanut butter in my bowl. Now this part's up to you. You could either do more coconut oil or you can just do butter, which I'm already doing coconut oil in the chocolate. Plus, I love butter. And then of course, if you buy keto peanut butter, you know that it is not sweetened. I'm gonna be adding a couple tablespoons of my Keto powdered sugar sweetener. And we're gonna microwave that. We're almost there. We only have a couple of chunks left. Might do another 10 seconds, and that's it. Now it's still kind of thick, so I'm gonna add a little bit more coconut oil to make it a little bit more runny. Now I did make Reese's peanut butter cups in another video. I'll link that up there for my Reese's peanut butter cup ice cream pie. But these ones I'm trying to make look exactly like Reese's cups so I can like kind of trick my brain into thinking I'm eating the real thing. So I'll show you how I'm gonna do that, but by all means, go back to that video if you want a quick Reese's cup and do that one. Okay, so I have a muffin tin here with liners. I know they're not very Halloween-y, but I did not have any Halloween cupcake molds. So I'm gonna pour a little bit into each one. Start with the first 4 here. And then I am just gonna brush it up the sides a little bit. And that's it. Make sure there is a little bit of chocolate on the bottom. Or you can just tap them down a little bit and that'll get the chocolate down too. There you go. That's all there is to that. Tap them so that they get a little solid. I made some chocolate shortbreads out of that recipe. I just added some cocoa powder and they turned out awesome. They almost taste like an Oreo. So I'm gonna put this in a couple of the bottoms because I want to have like a cookie bottom Reese's cup. Try those too. I'm gonna do the rest of these guys. Okay, so we're just gonna wait for these to set up while we get our peanut butter melted. And we are gonna need more chocolate melted, so we'll work on that too while that other chocolate's hardening. And I forgot to mention these semi-sweet baking chips. They're not sweet enough for me, so I usually add some liquid stevia to them. I forgot to do that in the first batch. A lot of people don't like Lily's peanut butter cups. I think because they're not as sweet. I still like them just to have as a snack. But I'm making 12 here for the price of 1 bag of chocolate chips, which is the same price as 7 of the Lily's Reese's cups. So it's quite a bargain to make them yourself. It tastes good. I add a touch more sweetener, not too much. This is all pretty much to taste. Let's pop this back in. Okay, our Reese's peanut butter cups bottoms are solid. I'm gonna put a couple more cookies in here. See if it works better that way or the other way. Peanut butter's still a little warm. I'm just gonna do a scoop in each. Ooh, you know what would come in handy right now? See if this little scooper works. That'll work good. Give myself a spatula. Amazing how much is left when you just use a spatula. Spread some of these out. They all look pretty good though. Okay, time to pour some chocolate on top. Get them in the freezer. You want them flat like a Reese's cup. You gotta bang them. So we're gonna throw these in the freezer and then we're gonna pop out our caramels, get more chocolate melted, and dip our Twix bars. Okay, we're gonna pop these out real fast. Might put them back in the freezer while we wait for our chocolate, but wanna get these out of here. They look good. the cookies sunk a little bit more than I wanted them to. I wanted it to be like a Twix where it was just on top of the cookie. Okay, I'm gonna put these back in the freezer for a few minutes. Okay, my chocolate is all set. I'm gonna grab a fork to dip. And the deeper the vessel, the better this is. Put it in upside down. Turn it over. Give it a couple good whacks. You want it to be kind of smooth on top. There you go. Okay, that's all of them. I'm gonna pop them in the freezer and we're gonna be able to try these soon. It's time to try our Reese's cups. They're gonna come off. Oh no. They're in the freezer, so I bet if we keep them in the refrigerator, they'll be good to go. Wow. That looks like a Reese's cup. That's awesome. Ah, it's like I'm eating a big Reese's cup. Mmm. And it's pretty darn good. Let's see if I can get a cross section of it. That's a Reese's cup. Another reason it's better than like a store-bought one that's keto, you get to control the sweetness of it. So if it's not sweet enough for you, add a little bit of liquid stevia and you're good to go. Now it's time for the Twix. So these look like little bite-sized treats. It'd be a little surprise because they're not in Twix form, but let's see how they taste. Mmm. Tastes like caramel. I don't know if you can really see it, but man, it's got the biscuit. It tastes like caramel. It doesn't really look like caramel because it's not caramel colored, but they just get that from dye anyways. Mm. That is delicious. I hope you guys enjoyed these sweet keto treats for your keto Halloween. There's no reason for you to miss out on Halloween. Just make sure you have some keto treats in your pocket and you'll be all set. So thank you guys for celebrating with me today. I hope you guys have a spooky Halloween and you stick to your keto diet like I plan to, and I hope I will be able to. And I will be back soon with more keto dessert recipes. Bye guys.